Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer is one that I've had for several months. This one was sent to me from Dan, and this beer comes out of Texas. And it's really hard to see with this silver label. This is Sisyphus. I think that's how it's pronounced. Sisyphus. This is the 2011 edition, and they usually do these beers in the wintertime. So I'm guessing that this beer is about 2 years old. And this is a big beer too. This is 11.5%er, so that's basically the reason I've kept it in the fridge. This is a great big beer, so usually on the barley wines, I like to let them age a little bit because they can have a strong alcohol presence when you drink them fresh. This is, like I said, it's a barley wine style ale, and they're out of Blanco, Texas. Dan, thanks again for sending this one to me. Sorry it's taking me so long to get this one reviewed, but barley wines, like I said, can tend to be a little bit boozy, so I wanted to save it to the winter time here, where we enjoy some of these bigger beers and not something so heavy in the summertime where it's 90 degrees outside. So let's get on with this one. The commercial description on this one says measuring between 10 and 11% ABV depending on the year. This barley wine was Real Ale's first seasonal product. It is uncharacteristically smooth for this style of beer, as it is created with 5 different kinds of hops. It also displays a rich malt character, and the healthy portion of hops gives it a distinctive dry and balanced finish. Sisyphus barley wine style ale, weighing in around 480 calories per 12-ounce serving, is not for the faint of heart. Makes a great nightcap. Since this is probably going to be the final beer of the evening, that would probably be my nightcap, guys. So the food pairings for this, the cheeses are sharp blue, cheddar, your more pungent cheeses, Gorgonzola, Limburger, and the meat for this is not listed. So this is going to go with your very strong dishes. Not something very light, or even after dinner would probably be the best time for this, since it's such a big beer. The glassware is a pint, Becker, the Nonic, the tumbler, the snifter. I've got the Duvel glass for this one, guys. So this beer can be selling for extended periods. Like I said, this one is 2 years old, so hopefully it has calmed down. So let's get the cap off of it and get it in the glass. Not a big head out of it, so don't think it's going to pour a big head. So let's go down the center on this and see what we get. That label is very hard to read on camera, and it's almost hard for me to read holding it in front of my face with that silver label with green writing on it. Maybe it's easy for me to say, Christmassy colors. Over into the light, I cannot see the bulb through it. It is not clear. I cannot see the bulb. It is a deep amber color. A lot of bubbles streaming up. It looks like it's fairly well carbonated. Let's get a nose on it, see what we can pick out from this one. The first thing I can pick out is the alcohol. Very strong alcohol presence on this one. Very sweet. I'm getting oranges and grapefruit. Did I say alcohol? I'm getting alcohol too. This is a big beer. This is a sipper. Heavy malt grain bill on this one to produce a beer of 11.5%. Big alcohol. This is a big beer, guys. I was afraid, that's why I've been saving it. I was afraid it was going to be kind of boozy, and it does have a big boozy nose. Very, very boozy as far as I'm concerned. I probably could have let this one sit in the fridge for another year. But it does have a nice citrusy smell there too amongst the alcohol. It has a hot presence, but 2 years in the bottle has greatly reduced what that hot presence is now. Well, let's give it a taste and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Dan. Wow. Super big beer. The alcohol has not faded that much. But knowing that you're drinking an 11.5%er, you got to realize it's probably going to have some booziness to it. But like I said, this one could have sat in the fridge for another year or 2 or 3 even. The first time I made a barley wine, it was like 11% or 10.5, 11%er, and it was very boozy. And now that it's been in the bottle for about 4 years now, it's just now coming into its own now. So it's fairly drinkable now, where it was super boozy when I first made it. Definitely pick it up on the grapefruit and the oranges. But it's a sipper though. Very sweet. Wow. Big beer. It's going to take me a while to drink this one. I'll let the other half taste it. I'll come back and do the final chug on this one. Not my style of beer, but this is a fairly delicious beer, even though it's got a big alcohol on it. Well, I'll be right back, guys. We'll do the final chug on this one. Alright, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. This is a big beer now. On the nose, man, it's just alcohol, alcohol, alcohol. But as it's warmed up, it's calmed down just a little bit on the taste, or either I've got acclimated to it. So, oranges, grapefruit. It does have a piney, resinous bitterness to it, but it is kind of on the boozy side. So, very pleasant. But just, I keep saying this, but it is a big boozy beer. This one could probably sit for a couple more years. Final chug. Big maltiness on this one. A lot of grain it takes to make a beer this big. And that's another reason why a lot of these are really boozy. Not quite as well made as it could be, but at almost 12%, you got to realize you're drinking a beer that's almost 12%. I can just imagine what this was like fresh in 2011. I probably would not even been able to drink it. It was so boozy, but right now it's not too bad. I do think it's an A beer, but it's on the lower end of that. So I'm gonna give it the 8, which is the A minus on this one. Very tasty. I could just as easily gave it a B plus because of the booziness, but I realize what it is. It is a barley wine at almost 12%. So, plus it's got 2 years of aging on it. So, not too shabby. It's definitely a well-made beer, but it is definitely on the boozier side. So, with that being said, let's go see what everybody else thinks. We'll go over to Beer Advocate first, and they say 88, which is in a very good range. And I would agree with that. It is a very good beer. And like I said, I could have just as easily gave it a B plus instead of an A, but I think it's got enough good qualities where it gets into the A category, but just barely. Like I said, it could just as easily be a B plus on this one. So let's go over and see what Rate Beer says. Rate Beer says 95 overall, but 75 in the style. So there are some people that are thinking it's not fitting the style as well. It definitely tastes like a barley wine to me, but it is definitely on the boozy side. So that may be why the ratings are lower on the style. I'm not sure. But 95 overall, I think that's a little generous, but it is a good beer. It is definitely worth trying if you're into the barley wine style beers. And being a 2011, I was kind of hoping it would have calmed down, but hadn't calmed down quite enough for my taste. So it's a little overpowering for my taste. And a lot of those bigger beers from 11% up, I tend to think they are a little on the boozier sides, especially when they're fresh. But this one's got, like I said, it's got 2 years on it, so kind of hoping it wasn't going to be quite as boozy as it ended up being. But it is what it is, guys. So if you had this one, and this is done by Real Ale Brewing Company, and as I told you, they're out of Blanco, Texas. This is their Sisyphus. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's Sisyphus. So Dan, thanks again for sending this one. I enjoyed it. A little heavy for my palate, but it was an enjoyable beer. Probably the final beer of the evening. If you've had this one, guys, give me some comments back on this one. Whether you liked it, didn't like it, hit that like button, rate, comment, subscribe. Let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow. See everybody then.